hope everybody has been well. I haven't posted in a while because I just haven't been driving this car all that much. Ever since the FSD beta thing was announced with the safety score, I've been trying to keep my safety score up, so I haven't been using it a whole lot in town. I just take it on my out-of-town trips. But I have logged about 1,000 miles on it, so I guess this is a good time as any just to talk about safety score. Initially, I saw accounts online that said something about it's supposed to be for 7 days, and they're supposed to check and see how you're going to do over those 7 days. And then I saw 14 days, and I think I saw somewhere the other day that it was 30 days, so who knows what the actual number is. Elon came out and said that if you have a safety score of 100, well, they're going to start giving out FSD beta to people with safety score of 100 or more, 100, and then go to 99, then go to 98. But I looked on a Tesla forum, and there was a specific forum about safety score and FSD beta. The last I saw on that survey as of yesterday, there were something like 14 people that said that they got FSD beta, and 77 people that said that they requested FSD beta, but they had not gotten it yet. So that's a pretty significant percentage. I just don't know anyone personally that has gotten FSD beta since the safety score came out. My personal safety score, has been fluctuating between 100 and 99. It's actually kind of difficult to keep your safety score that high, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about here, is that safety score, whatever metric they're using, is very flawed because it actually encourages you to be unsafe. And you'll kind of see what I mean by that in a bit here. It measures you, and I can't look at my phone while I'm doing this because I don't have my GoPro mount, so I'm resorting to my phone. But my phone is a little bit better with nighttime videos. I got the new iPhone, so it's supposed to have better low light capabilities. So let's see how this works out. I'm sorry about a little bit of bouncing here and there. Driving with one hand holding the phone. So it measures based on, I think it dings you for aggressive turning, hard braking. I think one of them was acceleration, aggressive braking. Yeah. And autopilot disengagements, and also something about, like if the car warns you and you have issues, any warnings that pop up. So they said technically anything that occurs while you're in autopilot does not count, but I found that to be not true. I've done almost complete drives in autopilot where I've gotten dinged for hard braking and aggressive turning. And that's kind of the problem with this whole safety score system. Let's say, for example, and this is a perfect example, I took my car out of town to Los Angeles yesterday, had lunch with the family out in LA, and I drove very conservatively. I kept a really good distance between me and the car in front of me at all times, except when I was in autopilot. And except when you're in traffic, sometimes you just drive by yourself. You manually drive because you got to make lane changes and you got to make freeway changes. And I just don't trust autopilot and navigate on autopilot to do all of that just yet. So what I noticed was that you'll be driving down the road, you have great distance, and all of a sudden a car will come into your lane because you have such a great distance. And then you have to brake, or all of a sudden your follow distance changes significantly, so it seems like you're tailgating. That's the moment where you get dinged. It's not your fault. You have no control over that situation, but you'll get dinged for it. Another situation that's kind of crazy is that when you come up to a stop sign or stoplight, you have a light that turns yellow, and you can easily stop to stop for that light, but you're going to have to brake, and it's going to be more than just regen braking. And in those circumstances, if you have to hit the brakes, it's very sensitive and it's based on G-forces. If you hit the brakes and you try to slow down too much, then what's going to happen is it's going to trigger the hard braking alert. And I've had that happen, and I know exactly when it happened and how it happened. The other issue where it's very sensitive and really not too fair is aggressive turning. And this will be like a freeway on-ramp or off-ramp, or just, like just pulling out into traffic. So you have to do it very slow, very wide, very carefully. I took a freeway interchange that went to 25 miles an hour, and I was probably doing 35. I got dinged for aggressive turning. So these little things, I don't know. I mean, it's actually, in the case of braking, it's encouraging you to run the yellow light or else you'll get dinged, or possibly risk a stale yellow turning into a red, or you'll get dinged. Obviously, nobody's holding a knife to your head, saying you've got to, do this or else. But if you don't want to drop off that 100% safety score, you're just going to have to run that damn yellow, unfortunately, And Brooks on Drag Time said the same thing. He was saying, I saw this after the fact, he was like, the safety score encourages you to drive unsafe because you don't want to get dinged. His issue is, takes his car out to the track, and there's no way for him to disable the safety score thing. So if he's on the track, aggressively accelerating, aggressively braking, he's getting dinged that whole time, and he's got to make up for it on the street. And so on the street, he'll see those opportunities where there's a yellow, he'll run it, And I totally understand that logic. It makes perfect sense. So at this point, I kind of almost don't care when FSD comes out. Who knows when it'll come out? Let's see what happens. Like now, this whole autopilot thing has disengaged. Let's see if I can engage it again. Whoops, one-hand engagement. Well, there you go. So I went outside the line, and I'm going to get dinged for that. Let's see if I can engage this autopilot. Boom. All right, there we go. So now I'm on autopilot, and anything that happens, I won't get dinged. But that little faux pas where I may have been close to crossing the line on the right, I'll get hit for that. So anyways, that's about it for the updates. I just wanted to kind of talk about this whole autopilot safety score situation. By the end of this drive, heading out to my office, I will be at probably 9900 again. I'm at 98 currently, which is really a low for me, all because of that 277 mile day trip to LA and down south a little further and then back. Driving in traffic, cars getting in front of me, cars stopping in front of me, stuff beyond my control. So I got dinged and went down to 98. But after 1,000 miles, it kind of averages out. So this trip to my office for 125 miles should get me back up to 99%. And then the trip back will solidify that 99%, maybe even bump me to 99.51, which will get me to 90 or get me to 100. So hope you guys are all doing well. Hopefully I'll have something more interesting to talk about next time, but we'll see you guys. Bye.